Boy, 1 week and the tackle situation goes from great to uncertain. What do you make of what's going on at tackle this week?
Yeah, I think guys, first game of the season, stuff. You play football, you play 60 plays, things happen. But I know we're preparing, and we'll have 5 guys out there ready to roll.
You got to work on your left tackle section all this week?
I've been keeping it at left guard so far. We'll see.
That used to be called Plan Z.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Don't remind me.
Joel, did you? I mean, it looked to us like you played really well individually. Did you think that when you reviewed everything?
Yeah, it was a good start. I felt good. I felt the offense did a lot of good things out there. I think we ran the ball really well. We're very efficient. And we had maybe 2 drives there that we wanted back as a group, and those 2 drives go different. Maybe we change the outcome of the game. But no, I thought the group played really well for the first game, and I mean, there's, especially with Coach Callahan, there's always stuff to improve on. But no, it felt good to get out there and play the first game this year.
What challenges does that Houston front 4 face for you guys?
I mean, first and foremost, you watch them on tape and they just play really hard. The guys are really active. Jacksonville threw the ball, I don't know, like 50 times or something like that. So they had a lot of pass rushes, a lot of games up front, and they move quite a bit. So, they might not have the biggest guys up front, but they move and they get out of gaps and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, they change gaps on you. So it's a tough challenge for sure. But I think the main thing you take away is how hard they play, and they never really give up on a play.
Hey, Joel, yesterday Baker talked a little bit about Tyrod and what he meant to him. What kind of teammate was he, and did he make a lasting impact on you?
Oh, he was a great teammate. He's a leader from the day he stepped here. I think his work ethic was something that I took away from him. Just every day, I think he was the first one in the weight room doing something, trying to get his body better or his mind better. And to kind of see that is as a guy that's been around a bunch of teams, himself, but like he comes in as the same guy every time, and I'm sure he's doing that in Houston, and he has a job there. They're 1-0, and it'll be good to say hi to him. I don't keep up with him that much, but it's always good to see him have success.
Go back to that tackle spot. Obviously, you worked with Chris there before, so it wouldn't feel to me like it's big an adjustment. If it's a different guy than Jed and Chris, how big of an adjustment is that?
There's adjustments. I mean, I've worked with Jed all training camp, so you're most comfortable with him. But now, since Joe Thomas has not been here, I've played with a lot of tackles, so it's always a new adventure. But you get reps in practice, and you get work, and I think guys are going to be prepared, and as long as you got the playbook part of it down, I think we can communicate on game day and figure out where we got to go and block guys.
Come to the other side with JC, because he obviously doesn't practice a lot during the week. Is that nice that you guys just have so much built up that you just almost play the game on Sunday?
Yeah. That one I'm not too. We've played a lot of snaps together. And Nick's been out there a lot too with me in training camps and practices, so I feel like I have pretty good experience with both those guys.
Are you looking forward to familiar faces on Sunday? I think there's 5 or 6 former Browns on that Texans defense, starting with Kirko. Just what's the reunion going to be like, and then also, does familiarity help you in your preparation?
Yeah, it'll be good to see those guys. You look down the roster, and I mean, they even had more guys, but Vincent Taylor got banged up and stuff. So it's guys with me and Kirko, we were drafted together. We spent a lot of time here together. So it's good, but I he had a good game. He had a pick and did some really good stuff in the first game. So it'll be good to see those. Honestly, when I'm out there playing, like, nothing really happens during the game, but after the game, it'll be good to say, hey to those guys. Some of their tendencies, but they know some of your tendencies too. So I think it's kind of a wash in that sense of familiarity.
Joel, what's your breakdown of Jarvis's touchdown run when you went back and got a chance to see it?
Oh, impressive stuff, man. It was 4th and short, so that was kind of our short yardage play all week, and he he made a play, got the first down, and then he was like, I'm not going to be denied, and made some plays to get in the end zone. I think he spun like 3 times to get in there, but I mean, that's just Jarvis. He's just tough, and he's going to get that extra inch when he needs it.
Did you know he had those spin moves in him?
I hadn't seen those yet. In practice, we don't hit like that, so I hadn't seen those yet. But no, that was an impressive play.
Obviously, it worked, so you like it. But when they jump off sides and Kevin's going to go for 2, is that any kind of like emotional, mental boost to you guys?
No, I think Kevin's just a, I think it's like with the analytics and all that stuff is like, hey, especially against the Chiefs, you got to score points to win the game. And so when you have an opportunity, I think the percentages go a lot higher up when you're from the 1 yard line than the 2 yard line. It's just like, honestly, like when I felt in the game when we went for it on fourth down and we went for it on, the goal line and stuff, it just felt normal. It just felt like that's what we do now. And so you get those chances. But when you score, it's good. Go up 8, it's an extra point they got to find somewhere on the field.
Are you looking forward to the day when you get Wednesday and Thursday off for veteran rest?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Honestly, my body feels really good right now. So, when you don't need those days off, you don't think about it too much. But, I'm happy to be out here and just playing football. So we'll see what happens in years from now,
Joe, what do you think the atmosphere is going to be like Sunday, and how excited are you to have the stadium full again?
Oh, I think it's going to be a packed house. And, I've heard it loud a few times, but I think if we make some big plays, like I don't know if we'll hear it as loud as it's going to be. I think we have a great crowd, and when the defense is out there, I expect to not be able to hear JC or Jed or whoever on the bench, and it's exciting though, man. I know the city's excited. I know they were excited last week, and we came up a little short, but you kind of feel it already throughout the town. I feel like it's kind of been boiling over, and it's our first big chance to. Especially with Stefanski, like he hasn't even seen the fans, so I think they're going to try and impress him as well, and it'll be exciting.
I mean, have you been out and about enough over the last 6 months that you can tell just how jacked up everybody is for this season?
Oh yeah, I mean that's like, it's funny. Everybody's excited. They're always excited for Browns football, but you get an extra thing, and like, when you see some older guys around and stuff, and they're like, man, I was, there in 64 when they won, or I watched in 64, and they're like, I want to see one more before, And I was like, oh gosh, that's a lot of pressure, but no, you get excited about it, but no, it's excited. The town's excited, and it's really excited to be a part of it. You've been here. I've been here long enough now, that you've seen the lows, but it's good to be around. Hopefully some highs, and hopefully we can get them a win.
Is that the most memorable thing somebody has said when you've been out?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say, talking about like the history and watching either, the Jim Brown teams or even the 80s teams, where they were contending and getting close to going to those Super Bowls. Those guys are just, they have these memories with their families and with people in their past that they want to, have those memories with their kids now. And it's just cool how much tradition is, throughout the Cleveland Browns.
How good of a lead blocker is Baker Mayfield?
Honestly, that was pretty impressive. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be the lead blocker on that, but he got like 20 yards downfield and was making plays, brought his hips through. That was a good shot by him.
What does that say to you guys? Obviously, you don't want your quarterback doing that often, but just that he's willing to stick his nose in there on a play. Just what does that say about his leadership?
Oh, I mean, he's a gamer. He's gonna do anything it takes to win the football game. And like you said, like we don't want him to do that all the time, but when we need it and he needs to make a play, like he's the right man for the job, and in really any situation. So that's it just shows his character and who he is as a person.
As that last play of the first half was unfolding, we were like, we might pull this off.
I did. If you watch the end zone copy, I did get excited when they pitched to Baker. Then I realized there was like 6 of their guys still there. I put my hand up for a second. I was like, oh, I better go down there and make sure Baker's all right, But yeah, no, we hadn't seen that in action yet, so that was pretty cool. We got some yards there, but no, I mean, give yourself a chance. You know what I mean? It gives yourself a chance to try and put some points on the
You
board.
guys tried to replicate that Arrowhead crowd for the couple weeks. Did that help a lot?
I think so. I think I mean, it was loud. It was a good atmosphere. It really felt intense. But I thought, like, in the huddle, communication was well. Pre-snap, we had those, a couple motion penalties, but those weren't because it was too loud. I think that was just, little couple minor things, and it felt good to be back in front of fans and that excitement. But I thought we did a good job communicating and really, using the whole training camp. We tried to have noise and stuff like that.
Hey Joel, Whitney Merciless is like the Houston version of you, with like longevity there. What do you see from him? What have you seen from him throughout his career? What sticks out in your mind?
Yeah, he's been a really good player for them. They when they had him and JJ and Clowney there, it was a 3-headed monster of guys that could rush a quarterback, and they kind of lined him up everywhere and let him pick and choose. But it just shows how consistent he is as a player. Every week he brings the same energy and same toughness, and he's a good pass rusher, man. He holds in there and he makes plays. But he's doing a little bit different this year. He's in 3-point stance. He's usually a stand-up outside linebacker, but I think the defense kind of feeds off his leadership.
Speaking of Clowney, what have you seen from from the O-line perspective of what he's brought to the D-line, getting to go against those guys a little bit, in camp, and then just, has anything stood out to you kind of behind the scenes and how he's fit in with the new teammates?
Oh, he's been good, and practice with him and Miles and Malik and both Maliks, has been a battle, and you could just see obviously why he was like the first overall pick, like his athletic ability and his strength and the way he can set an edge, but also like his pass rush ability. Like I know the sack numbers aren't always there, but like he puts pressure on the quarterback, he puts attention, on him, and he's made some plays. I think you saw it. He got he was step with step with Miles on that sack and had that. I mean, you got to be a pretty freaky athlete to tackle that jet sweep that the play he made there. Like those type of things are just like special plays that he's going to bring to the defense.
I'm sure you didn't know much about Malik McDowell before he showed up. But how impressed are you that he hasn't played football since 2016?
Yeah, I knew he was out of it, and then I talked to him one day, and he was like, "Yeah, it's been 5 years since I played football," and I was like, I mean, that's amazing. And then you hear a story, Coach had him kind of tell a story to the team, so everybody kind of had a better understanding where he came from. But I mean, like I talked to Jack about him because early in camp you saw some flashes. You're like, man, this guy's pretty strong. This guy's pretty, long, has the right body type, and you see some flash. And Jack's like, yeah, he was a beast at Michigan State. Like when he was, in his prime at Michigan State, he was killing people, and he, he kept evolving, and then all of a sudden he's, starting for us in the first game, playing well. It's pretty impressive, I think you give people second chances in this life, and some people take advantage of it, and it's a great story that he's taking advantage of it, and hopefully he keeps it rolling.
Did you see that video of the cop arresting him? And the cop was like my size.
I have not seen the video.
Trying to put handcuffs on him.
Yeah, I have not seen the video.
One more quick fan question. When you said somebody says, I want one more before I die, do you know who the oldest person was that said that to you?
Oh, I have no idea the age. But I mean, were
they like 80 or, like something like that?
Oh, they had to be, right? I mean,
Yeah.
to remember it and everything like that. Probably a little older. I don't know. I think it was at the golf course, honestly. I get it at the golf course sometimes. So those guys are excited to see it.